We're live at the park. I think we are. Hold on. All right, what's going on, everybody? So the Trump, Ukraine, and Russia peace talks. Where are these talks going to go? We don't really know. So we're here at Mingus Park. We're chilling out and having a good time. And when I say we're, I mean you guys. I mean I'm here. There's other people out here. But we're doing the show out in Mingus, my pingus, and it's also getting a little warmer out. So you know what that means? I'm taking off the old shirt. I'm gonna eat some Mott's. Got these little Mott's fruit packets. Love these things. Brought a few of them with me. But oh yeah. But it feels good to be outside. It's a little colder out, but as long as I'm sitting in the direct sun, I should be good. Trying to make it where you guys can still see me, and I'll still talk about what I got to talk about. So overall, is there going to be a deal striking pretty soon? I think one of the main things that I've noticed, I think peace is strikingly close, from what I could tell. And you know, I don't know what you guys believe or not, but let's put a poll. I'll put a poll out here in just a second. Is it going to happen though? We'll put a poll out here. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that peace in the Ukraine, with Ukraine and Russia, is even possible? I don't know. Feels good though. Feels good to be out and about out here at the park, eating some of these bad boys here. These little fruit gummies. They're little Mott's, by the way. Mott's. Boom. But yeah, chilling out right now. It's a good spot to do a show. It's fairly secluded up here, for the most part. Not always, but most of the time it is. There's just 3 great benches up here, and it's just a nice spot to hang out overall. Sometimes when I need a moment, I gotta study something, I'll come up here, watch a few videos on my phone, take notes that I gotta take. But yeah, it's kind of like my office away from home, you know. Hey Jay, what up? How you doing, brother? How's it going, man? So what do the Trump, Ukraine, and Russia peace talks equivalent to? What is it going to lead to? I think, look, if the war in Russia finally ends, if the Ukraine-Russian war finally ends, like actually ends, I think we'll see a boom, like the stock market go up, sort of thing. And I think it'll just be a positive result at the end of the day. That's my belief, at least. So I'm excited to see what the future holds. I think, obviously, my hope is always for peace. Peace primarily. Obviously, I don't believe world peace is attainable, sadly. It would be nice if world peace was a possibility, but I just don't believe it is, sadly. But I do believe wars can come to an end. Conflicts can stop. And I hope they do. I really hope they do. It's getting a little chilly out here. Now, if it gets too chilly, I better put my coat back on because my nips are freezing. But I'm doing pretty good, man. Eating my Mott's, chilling out. These are delicious, by the way. But Yeah, I just don't think that I don't believe the war is going to end. Well, at first I didn't. But I think, Trump's got negotiation skills, man. He really does. Like, I know that people don't realize it, though. This war in Ukraine's been going on for a while. And it did happen under Biden's watch. Mind you guys. And I think it could have been prevented if Trump was the president at the time. Yeah, I don't trust Zelensky at all. I don't trust the Ukraine. I don't trust Russia either. If we're going to be honest, I don't like Russia or Ukraine. I think they're both crappy countries. I'm not a fan of either. I think that this sudden love of Ukraine has gotten out of hand, because there were a few documentaries about how crappy the Ukraine people were, for instance, examples. Like, I don't know why we're pandering to Ukraine either. It's the weirdest thing in the world, and we shouldn't. But I think Russia and Ukraine both suck, though. Is my philosophy. I think both of those countries as a whole are both shitty countries. They're both crappy countries, is what I'm really trying to say. Well, Jay, I'm glad that you're watching my videos, man. Yes, that's correct. I am. First off, I'm fat. I wouldn't say I'm uneducated. Now, I will say that people who watch and read the news a lot, I think that they're misinformed. I'm just uninformed. I'd rather be uninformed than misinformed. But I do have the ability to create my own opinions, right? Why would I create opinions with misinformation when I could do it with a lack of? You know what I mean? So, the main thing is that both of those countries do suck. They have a history of sucking and being terrible countries. Both Ukraine and Russia, I don't like either of them. Do I want war between those two countries? Hell no. Even if you hate a country, you don't want them to go to war. They're still innocent people. I don't like Russia or Ukraine. I think they're both crap. I think it's really simple. You don't necessarily have to take a side. You could say that both suck, get to the peace talking tables, and let's get this over with. I'm not going to tell you how old I am because I don't tell people how old I am, but I will say early 30s. You're right. I've solved the problem. The problem has been solved by me. It's that simple. They just need to get to the peace table. They need to just hash out a peace agreement, I mean, that's what needs to happen. Peace agreements, all right? Well, it's because I don't trust the mainstream media. Therefore, I assume the mainstream media lies all the time. Second, the mainstream media is after profit, not truth. So if they're after just simply profit and making people fearful and consumer-based, the typical people who watch CNN are people like my dad. Yeah. People, I think you're uneducated if you watch the news all the time. I really do. I think most people read the news because they want to seem smarter than they are, is really the thing. The truth is, I mean, it's simple. The news is just the news. I think that most reports on things tend to be highly inaccurate and also extremely biased nowadays. Here's the thing, if the news was more independent in the sense that people were trying to report on things and not add their own personal biases to it, I would trust the news a little bit more. But I say that actual reporting is dead. I think that modern journalism has killed ethical journalism. It's the whole goal for news agencies is to promote fear and anxiety, right? So if that's their end goal, which it's pretty obvious it is, and I believe I'm right. I'm pretty damn certain I'm right. Hold on. But yeah, in that, from what I can tell, that seems to be the goal. But what do you guys think, though? Do you guys think that's the goal? That the mainstream media is only there to make people miserable, to promote fear amongst the masses? I do. I really do. I really do. I think it's one of those things. I'm not going to tell you what city I live in, but I'll say coast of Oregon. How does that sound? We'll keep it very vague. Coast of Oregon. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing is, for me, for everybody, I think, that obviously you want peace. You know, the goal should be peace. That should be the end goal. Not more war because Russia is bad or Russia is good. I don't care what you think about Russia or Ukraine. I really don't. I think the goal should be, we should be thinking about peace. And yeah, is Putin at fault? Yeah, he started it, obviously. But here's the thing. In this instance, Russia does have the bigger stick. Russia has the bigger stick than the Ukraine. And it's been a bloody war for both of these guys. There have been lots of innocent lives. I think I consider both sides to be innocent lives, as they're just soldiers fighting for their country. Not just, but they're soldiers fighting for their country. So I consider them innocent because they are being used as pawns by their respective leaders. But they're not respectable leaders. I'm not a fan of Zelensky. I'm not a fan of Putin. I don't like either of them. I think that they use a lot of deception. And I don't think that they do a lot of things in good faith, from what I could tell. So yeah, both countries, I think, are terrible. Is U.S. any better? I don't know. I think that we've kind of become rotten ourselves in this country. But I don't think we should be so polarized on this issue. I would like to believe it's obvious that Ukraine and Russia both suck. Good morning. Hello from Indonesia. It's great, man. I get to reach people from all over the globe. This is wild sometimes to think about, man. I'm talking to people all across the globe. Crazy. But yeah, no, I think, I would like to believe more people can understand my point of view, but I'll tell you what, if I lied to you guys all the time, right, like actually lied about things that mattered, like tried to lie to you, would you guys trust me at a certain point? No, you wouldn't trust me. Well, when the mainstream media has been caught lying time after time after time after time, why would I trust the mainstream media? I don't trust the mainstream media's coverage on this, by the way. They treat Trump as if he's like some sort of oaf or a buffoon. I do think he has some savant-like tendencies, more than people can even realize. So I do think that Trump is, in a lot of ways, a savant. So that's what I think, at least. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Trump is a savant, or do you guys think I'm glazing my man's meat a little too much? Am I a meat glazer? Probably. I'm going to have more mutts. Thank you, man. I love doing live basketball streams. They're very fun. They're enjoyable. We're down here at the park today. Doing a live show. Feeling good. No, he's not. You can say that something is seditious speech. Doesn't mean it is. Trump can say that something's seditious. Obviously, I don't think any of it was. But I think people overreact to everything he says. Really, I think they do. They gotta stop overreacting to everything he says. Words at the end of the day are just words. If he's just trash talking and smack talking, which it looks like he is, that's just the Trump pattern right there, man. No, you just don't understand that people don't see the world like you do. Trump probably did see it as seditious behavior. Is he right? No. Words, dude, the DQ, words don't actually matter. That's the whole point of freedom of speech. Words can influence to some degree, but words at the end of the day are not actions. Actions are actions. Words are just words until acted upon, right? But yeah, words are just words. Seriously. You may not like them, but at the end of the day, they're just words. They're not actions. So, and words don't matter. They really don't. And that's not a stupid statement, by the way. It actually might be the most factual statement of them all. Because if you're constantly caring so much about what everybody says, and just be like, oh, he said a bad word, or he said something bad, you're just a moron. You're an effing moron. You have no intellectual stability. And, oh, I'm pro-Trump, dude. I love Trump. I think he's fabulous. No, Trump's great. Also, one of the reasons I like Trump is because so many Democrats think he's the devil, and I think Democrats don't know shit about politics. They don't understand good political systems. And that's kind of like the big issue I have with most Democrats, to be honest. But yeah, I'm pro-Trump. I'm absolutely pro-Trump, man. I think Trump's the GOAT, dude. I think he's one of the best. Is he perfect? No, but I'll absolutely be pro-Trump. Because if Democrats are going to say that that I should think he's the devil, I'm just going to assume that, first off, Democrats believe that we're a democracy at the federal level, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. We are a constitutional representative republic. When we choose those representatives, that's a democracy process. But on the federal level, federal activity, any sort of federal decisions are made by the representatives. So it's not a democracy. It's a republic on the federal level. Representative republic, by the way. So anybody calling the United States a democracy is actually being intellectually dishonest. And also, democracy is stupid. Our founding fathers hated democracy. Like, it's one of the reasons why they left it out of a lot of the documents, because they realized that democracy is a stupid idea. So having a republic's better on the federal level, because here's the problem with democracy, it equates to mob rule. And nobody likes mob rule. Mob rule is ridiculous. Everybody thinks mob rule is dumb, right? So democracy is actually the epitome of mob rule. So I prefer a republic at the federal level, which is what it is. We're not a democracy at the federal level. And I want people to stop saying that, We're just not. Whether people like to admit this or not. But no, people are ignorant to that fact, and it's sad. Major General Tao, what up, brony? My brony brother. When is my next basketball live stream? Probably, I don't know when I'm going to do my next live stream on basketball, but it'll be sometime. Don't know when, though. Don't know when. I don't know when I'm going to be doing a basketball live stream, though. I'll think about when I'll do one next, but let's see. Chris Franz von Moyer says, we haven't been a republic for 100 years. You can't be an empire republic. Dude, we're still a republic. We're definitely not. I don't think we're an empire. I mean, we've created one of the biggest federal governments of all time, which is concerning to me. I think it should be concerning to everybody, We're specifically a constitutional federal republic. Exactly, Jack Scabs. Confessional, it's good to see you again, brother. Let's see, Major General Taos, a constitutional republic is really supposed to modify and follow a constitution. I recommend an amendment to force a balanced federal budget. Yeah, I do. Well, first off, the federal budget That shit needs to get figured out. We also need less federal agencies. I still think that most federal agencies probably shouldn't exist, and they're just bullshit. You know? Like, there's gotta be bullshit ones out there. That's the way I look at it. Everybody assumes that because a federal agency exists, that it actually matters, and not all matter. Some are BS. Some are garbage. Hot garbage. And I would love it if people started to realize that, but, you know, it's just the way it goes, man. Yeah, Jack's Cab Confessions pointed it out completely. The government is a representative democracy, meaning citizens elect representatives to make laws and govern on their behalf, rather than voting on laws directly themselves. And it's better that way. You want to know why? Because federal law ends up being law of the land. I repeat, federal law is law for all 50 states. So if we were to democratically vote on every single piece of federal legislation, then the state with the biggest population, which would be California, by the way, would control every single outcome, and that's not good. The reason democracy sucks is because the mob is not always right. And oftentimes, the mob and the collective is often wrong, right? The mob and the collective are often wrong. I'm going to pound the table hard on this one. And that's why we're not a democracy on federal level. We have representatives to support our interests. That's the point, right? Because if we were to democratically vote on every single federal law, like nationwide, first off, it would be chaos. Two, California would be determining every single federal law. And honestly, you don't want that. That would be terrible because California sucks. And two, when people get together in a group, in a concentrated group, they all start thinking alike and they all start living by their own delusions. Why do you think most people in California are so effing delusional? Because it's very collectivist down there. So I prefer that each state has 2 senators. That's great. The House has a certain number of representatives for each state based on, I think it's like district count or something like that. I can't remember how it works. But I think it's the writing of the districts, if I'm right on that. So either way, what I'm trying to say is this. Our founding fathers realized the danger of pure democracy and realized that it's good to have a representative republic instead of a full-on democracy at the federal level. Because if you had a full-on democracy, seriously, California would be determining our laws. And look how well run California is. I should say it's run poorly. California sucks, is what I'm trying to say. California is not run well. California is ran like hot garbage. Major General Tao says, in the old days, the U.S. couldn't spend without raising money first. If no one will buy your bond, it's a BS idea. Exactly. And now we just print money. The Federal Reserve just prints money, dilutes the dollar. And if you hold on to the dollar, if you save your dollars, you're the sucker at the end of the day. You are the sucker at the end of the day. Jazz Cab Confession says, historically, countries with strong, stable democratic systems tend to perform better in providing public goods and services. Yeah, about that. So most of those countries are pretty small, by the way. If they have a successful democratic system and they're a small country, that makes sense. It's a small country with a limited population. It's basically like a state. So a lot of countries out there are about the size of actually a lot. You could actually fit a few countries in the state of California, for example. Just because something is a country doesn't mean it necessarily should be a republic. In fact, if it's small enough, I think it could fare as being a democracy. But at the same time, I do think, but like with the United States of America, we're a very big country. We're a very big country. So at the federal level, you need representatives. The bigger something gets, the more it needs checks and balances, right? It needs checks and balances, and it needs representation instead of an entire democratically wide vote. My point is, democracy does suck. Democracy is dangerous. Democracy is majority rule. And I honestly don't like majority rule because a lot of people can be deluded into thinking that their thinking is correct. It's true. Anybody can be deluded in thinking that their thinking is correct. Even I can. Sure. And I think about that all the time. Like, am I right on this? But I also don't try. I think if you second guess yourself too much, it's not a good thing either. But that's the point. I think ideas need to be debated. Ideas need to be considered. Is this a good idea? So debating ideas is good. Figuring out things is a good thing. Well, how are we too big for a republic? It's because we're big, I think we should be a republic. First off, being a representative republic is perfect. And also, I think that each state, I do believe in states' rights. Federal, obviously it's federal rights, it's federal law first, then state law second, blah, 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 right? So, what I do believe wholeheartedly is that I think that we need to stop having so many federal laws, and I think we probably need to rescind probably quite a few federal laws, if I'm going to be honest. How am I looking? I'm looking at my screen right now. I don't see any yellow in my eyes. It's probably the light. I looked at myself in the mirror this morning and I look just fine. I think I got some stuff in my pores. Or it could just be hairs growing in, I can't tell. I gotta do a pore cleansing. I gotta just put some body wash on my face. Do you guys use facial soap, or do you guys actually just use body wash on your face? I use body wash on my face because I just think it's easier. I don't understand people who put you know what I mean? I think body wash does the trick for the most part. But yeah, I think a lot of I don't know, for me personally, I'm just like, I look at this, I look at the whole Ukraine and Russia peace talks, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I do think that Trump will find a way to be successful. I think that Zelensky does ultimately want peace. I would like to believe, I'd hope to believe Putin wants peace. If I were to choose one or the other, I mean, I trust Zelensky more than I would trust Putin. I would not trust Putin at all. But I will say this. I think that Zelensky still sucks. Putin sucks. However, I hope they succeed in peace talks, because it sucks that don't tread. So Major General Tao says, don't tread on me. What? Well, either way, as long as there's a peace agreement, that's kind of what really matters the most, and that's really what I want to see the most, is just truly peace. I just think war is just shitty. Like, it just doesn't, you know. I think there's got to be better ways to figure out disputes. And then what ends up happening is, and it's usually over land. It sucks. It's either land or religion. It's always about land or religion every time a war happens. It's typically it's usually, in my study of history, that's usually the case. There's other reasons sometimes for war. Sometimes it just happens, and it sucks. Actually, so Raj of God says, God damn it, Garza. I'm out here, man. I'm out here. Raj of God says he maxed out 13 credit cards. What are you doing, Raj of God? No. But yeah, so I did not max out. I don't have a Roth IRA. I don't have a 401k either. I just got my individual brokerage accounts, and I just invest, and then if I need the dividends to pay off anything, I just use the dividends to pay off whatever I need to pay off. And I just let the portfolio grow as well. But yeah, I love investing. I'm an investing freak. It's pretty much my mantra. Just keep invest, and just keep on investing until you can't invest anymore. Raj of God says travel, food, and gifts in my weed store accepts credit cards. Heck yeah. Just a tax shelter? Interesting. Hey, I want to let you guys know that super chats and gifts are highlighted. It's a big deal. So make sure that you guys send some gifts or super chats. It does help the channel in a lot of ways. But yeah, we're really trying to get more subscribers on the channel. That's really the main focus. I'm writing something down real quick, guys. One moment. Yeah. Probably put down gifts and super chats priority first. I only invest in blue. Dog eat dog, man. Let's see, the government only allows you $7,000 per year. It's so good they cap it. All the money after retirement is tax-free. Yep. Yeah, Major General Tal. Yeah, it's pretty much what I got. Well, I wouldn't say I got when I first started investing. I unfortunately was uneducated and got into penny stocks, which was stupid. I didn't put all my money into penny stocks, but I started thinking, oh, I could 10x things. It's like I didn't really understand investing at all when I first started, but I was like, no, I need to understand what this is. And the more I understood about investing, I realized, well, if you're investing in something that has proven itself, if there is cash flow and it's been proven over time and it's still pretty good, good outlook, invest in it. But I do believe diversification is the key. You can't really predict the future. You just don't really know what the future holds. You may know that a company's good. You may know that something is a worthwhile investment, but you still can't be fully sure at all times. So, that's my take on it, at least. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, honestly though, I just at the end of the day, my entire portfolio is buy and hold anyway. So when I sell it, obviously I'll get taxed on whatever profit if I eventually decide to sell. I don't ever plan on selling my portfolio though, because I love the dividends too much. I'm all about getting income. My portfolio is meant to be a dividend income machine more than anything. It's meant to be a very active one. So I like to have productive assets in my portfolio because that'll keep the portfolio active till the end of time. Well, not the end of time, but you know what I mean. Few types of IRA, but yeah, I'm not much of an IRA guy. I don't have a 401k. I don't have an IRA. I just have my individual brokerage accounts. I got Charles Schwab and I got Robinhood. Those are my two primaries. Yeah, and I just keep investing, man. There's just really nothing else to it. My philosophy is very simple: invest, and keep investing more and more. And the more I invest, the better I do. I mean, the happier I am. I will say, because if I remain invested in the markets and I'm hyper diversified, I mean, I just don't see where anything could go wrong. I mean, sure, things could go wrong, obviously, but if I keep up my investing like tactics and stuff, I mean, there's nothing better, So I just I just remain diversified, man. I'm not here to tell people to get into penny stocks. I think that's ridiculous. I think crypto is stupid. I think cryptocurrencies are the dumbest thing in the world. It's a shiny toy that everybody thinks is a good toy. It's really what it boils down to. Yeah, I just keep everything in my brokerage accounts. I mean, look, if you have a Roth IRA, more power to you, man. I just don't have one. I mean, it's better. I would, if you have a Roth IRA and a 401k, I would say this, more power to you, man. I have my brokerage accounts, and that's about it because I have more control. I'm a control freak when it comes to my investments, so I want to be able to pull out of an investment if I truly want to, or if I need to take money out of my individual brokerage account for whatever reason, I do. If I need to pay down a credit card, I can. You know what I mean? It's like these options are there for me because my portfolio constantly gives me some form of an income. That's the whole point. But no, I do love the fact that I get dividends and stuff like that. It really helps the portfolio a lot. Plus, I'm constantly swing trading the VT these days, which has been quite surreal. I love it. I love swing trading the VT, man. Because people don't realize it's not the most volatile thing in the world. Trust me, it really isn't. It does, when it does go down, it's not going to go down forever. At least it shouldn't, in theory. But it's diversified equities, and at the end of the day, it's something I could buy and hold forever and not have a single problem buy and holding it forever. Um, I think that's kind of the point, is to buy and hold forever, really. But yeah, this is kind of the way I look at it, though. My boy Dog Eat Dog is saying blue. Nam blue, da ba dee da ba die, da ba dee da boo die, da boo dee da boo die. Hey, Dog Eat Dog has been with us for 2 months, dude. 2 months in, dude. Thank you, Dog Eat Dog. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man, for being a channel member for as long as you've been, brother. What a beast. But you're just anybody who's a member of the channel. I want to thank you right here, right now. You guys. I'll try to get a little bit of blue frosting on tonight for you, Dog Eat Dog. How about this? Blue eyebrows tonight. I think that's probably as far as I'll go tonight, is blue eyebrows. Sound good? Just a pinch. I'll try. I'll try my best. Thank you guys for subscribing, though, by the way. We've been getting tons of subscribers. It's been very helpful to the channel's growth. More subscribers we get, the more the better the channel gets. So I just appreciate everybody tapping that subscribe button, man. It helps a lot. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button right there. Boom, boom, boom. That helps us out in more ways than you could realize. Other than that, though, kicking butt. I need a whole landing pad painted up. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll probably just do eyebrows tonight. I'll probably do blue eyebrows for you, Dog Eat Dog. Specifically for you, though, man. Specifically for you, Dog Eat Dog. I'll do it, man. If reincarnation is real, what is your strategy? Oh, man, I have no idea. I have no idea what is real. I mean, if reincarnation is real, how can you strategize reincarnation? You know what I mean? I don't know how one would strategize reincarnation, man. Now, I will say, once I'm done with this stream, I'm going to head back home. I'm going to eat some of my rice and eggs that I have in my rice cooker. I just have it on warm mode. It's a tough question, man. I don't know how you can really plot out something. Because reincarnation, you would technically have zero control over that. Because once you die, if reincarnation's a thing, you kind of just reincarnate into whatever, I don't know if there's really much of a choice there. And, sometimes you can't really strategize that. in my opinion, at least. At least I don't think I don't think I can imagine how one would. We're all one. I did. You know, there's an interesting fact that I saw the other day that all the air molecules that we're breathing in. I mean, this is air that somebody at one point had breathed. You know what I mean? Some of them are even potentially George Washington himself. I'm breathing the same air that maybe even George Washington breathed at one point. I breathed. So it is an interesting kind of a warming fact that maybe we're a little more interconnected than we think. But, you know, while we are connected, I still think it's a good idea to be intelligent about the things that we do in our lives, right? Let's see. Major General Tao says ignore reality as a solution. It's tough to say. I do believe that we can, to some degree, create our own realities. That is a belief of mine. And I do believe that we do create our own luck. And I will say the harder I work, the luckier I seem to get. But it's got to be hard work with a goal in mind, you know? You got to have your main goals in mind. And like, for instance, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before year end. I don't know if I could actually do that. I would like to believe I can. But I may fall short of that. But I'm also shooting for the higher goal, which is 100,000. You know, keep your goals big anyway. You know, because if you keep your goals big, you're going to find a way. Like, I think about 100,000 subscribers. I'm writing that down right now. 100,000 subscribers. Boom. Now, obviously, am I anywhere close to that? No. But in my mind, I could find a way. I could find a way. We are artificial, and you think, I mean, if we work, actually, it's funny. If we were created by God, we're technically, I mean, we could be technically considered artificial. I don't know if that's accurate, but, And if we are created just by random chaos, then we are natural, you know? So we very well could be the artificial intelligence. So we could be artificial intelligence creating artificial intelligence. You know what I mean? Because if we were designed, not by nature, but by something of intelligent design, then we are, in some capacity, potentially artificially intelligent. Oh, I do. I live on the coast of Oregon. I love it. I wouldn't trade this place. And it gets a little cold sometimes, but not as cold as most other places out there in the world. I love it out here, man. I'm a coast of Oregon kind of guy for life. I love it. But, you know, maybe eventually I'll move. And my goal at this point is just to try to get as rich as possible. And, yeah, honestly, getting as rich as I can. And, you know, I've done a pretty good job of that. But having a good time with it, you know. E.T. says we're neighbors. We're neighbors? If we're neighbors, what street do we live on? The Michael Garza Show. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Has anybody got any happy poops? I want some happy poop gifts right now. I want those happy poop gifts right this instant, man. Give me the happy poops. Happy poop, yum yum. Can somebody please give Daddy a happy poops? Oh, you're in Newport? Okay. That's funny. That's for Papa Blue. Oh, you're kind of near the beach? That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Well, I'm here at Mingus. So, good old Mingus Park. I like it up here. More mock. I'm feeling good though. Feeling real good. All right. Well, I gotta say, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna. I think it's pretty cold. It's pretty cold out here in Mingus. I'll say that. I do like to eat the frosting. Oh my God, my boy Ty Lord. What up, dude? What up, G-Dog? Is my boy about ready to pull up? But yeah, we're just chilling out here. Oh, dude, just chilling out at the park, doing a live stream. I got my handy dandy notebook, chilling out. Kind of writing down what I can, kind of figuring out a couple things, plotting out the next episode tonight. I'm definitely, for Dog Eat Dog, because Dog Eat Dog, you've been incredible, by the way. I am probably going to wear the blue frosting tonight. Most likely, I plan on putting the blue frosting on my eyebrows, for sure. And that'll be the plan. But yeah, overall, I think that with a lot of the stuff, it's definitely cold out here for sure. I think I might stay West Coast. I think would be pretty fun. I love it here down on the West Coast. I mean, this is kind of my, stomping grounds overall. This is where I prefer to be. But yeah, overall, the plan really is to stick around on the coast of Oregon. That's really my place. That's really where I belong at the end of the day. It is a little colder on the West Coast sometimes. I'm a little more up north. I'm in the Pacific Northwest area. So because I'm a little more northwest, it's a little colder. But one way or another, it's still beautiful up here. I love the coast of Oregon. I really do. I like, I kind of like the bigger cities like Eugene and Portland. It's fun to go down there. But yeah, I don't really have eyebrows. That's true. Yeah. My eyebrows are gone. They don't exist. You're ginger. You got the brows, huh? Hell yeah. But I just think I think doing shows like this out here makes it pretty fun. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. We're trying our best to see what we could do as far as getting, more people. No, I don't really, Major General Tao, I don't ever really plan on buying any houses here unless I find a really good deal, or unless the housing market crashes. Like, if the housing market in this town crashed really, really hard, I'd probably buy a house, sure. But outside of it, though, it tends to be better for me to rent more than anything. Renting here in where I'm at tends to be the solid option. Tends to be the best option, really. So I do prefer the renting side of things because it allows me, because my rent is pretty cheap. So a lot of the time I'm trying to invest in different, different things, good investments, you know what I mean? Trying to keep steady and be smart about my investing strategies. But yeah, I mean, the thought of buying land has crossed my mind without a doubt. Sure. J4360 says, I like basketball. Heck yeah. Major General Tao, thank you for encouraging people to double tap the screen. I appreciate it, my brony. But yeah. But I also appreciate everybody subscribing too. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow. It does keep more people coming through. So really, I'm just trying to focus on getting more subscribers on the channel. Seeing what I can accomplish there. I will say the interesting thing about the whole Trump peace talks or whatever, I think he'll be successful with the Ukraine, and Russia. I'm really hoping so. I'm hoping that both sides can finally see that a way towards peace may be possible. And I think Trump knows that he needs to offer some sort of incentive for peace. And I think that there can be a win-win deal. I think there could be a deal where, you know what I mean? I think there could be a deal where Ukraine doesn't have to compromise, you know? At least I'd like to believe there's a deal where Ukraine doesn't have to compromise. So Chris is saying basketball is horrible now. You all crazy? I love basketball. I mean, I love playing basketball. I mean, watching the game is kind of sucks now. But let's see, rent and buy stocks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, my dividends grow. My dividends actually grow faster than my rent rate. So it's like eventually. But no, I keep investing because it's like, my dividends grow, the appreciation of my assets grow. And it's been proven that if you were to invest like 100,000, like let's say you bought a house, like let me do an example comparison. Let's say you bought a house in 1995, and I don't know. Let's say you invested, maybe you bought the house for $100,000. Now, in 1995, let's say you also had $100,000 put into the S&P 500, right? So 100,000 for a house, 100,000 for S&P 500. What would appreciate faster overall? It turns out the S&P 500, if you also reinvested the dividends that you received from the S&P 500, would appreciated faster than your home. Seriously. So what I'm trying to say is that productive assets will always be better than assets that are standing still. And now real estate is interesting. It's very buy. It's bisexual. No, I'm just kidding. So real estate is bi in the sense that real estate could either be sitting, you can use it as a home, and it, you don't get anything out of it except for price appreciation on it. Or you could take the real estate, lease it out. Not only will the price appreciate, but you're also getting rent cash flow from leasing it out. Now, the thing is, what would be better? Leased out real estate versus the S&P 500. I think the jury might be out on that a little bit. Depends on what your rent amount is that you're getting from your tenant. Dude, Professor Oak, are you kidding me? The S&P 500 does pay dividends. Are you effing kidding me? That is, Professor Oak, that might be the most ignorant thing I've ever heard. The S&P 500 does pay dividends. They're 500 of the best companies long-term. I wouldn't say all of them pay a dividend in that S&P 500 index, but you do get a dividend. If you were to invest in the VOO, for example, in like if 1995, if it was there in 1995, if you were to invest $100,000 in the VOO in 1995, not only would you get dividends over time, you can compound those dividends by putting it in. That's insane, man. Chris says, how many ACLs this decade with fandom connected to players, not teams, like NFL? This is the few reasons why I hate basketball. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of injuries in basketball, and Dirk Nowitzki, I think, was pointing out that one of the major reasons that a lot of injuries seem to be happening in the NBA is because of the fast-paced nature, how fast the game has gotten. That every play seems to be like a fast break, And I think the thing is, the faster the game gets, I think there's going to be more chance of injuries because everybody's colliding into each other so much faster. When fouls happen, you see people going right for their ankles half the time, and I think they're grabbing their ankles after they get hit. It's because they're all moving so fast. Every play seems to be a fast break, and I just think it causes more likelihood of injury. Yesterday I was watching the Blazers and the Thunder with my dad, and dude, the Blazers got routed hard, dude. We got effed. Thunder are just a great team. There's the chances of us winning against the Thunder were very, very low, but man, oh man, was that an interesting game to watch. I don't know who's gonna break their winning streak, but they're like, the Thunder's like, I think they're like 16-1 or 17-1. I can't remember what their exact record is, but it's insane. It is insane. They are on a winning streak of epic proportions. So go Thunder. I like the Thunder team. I love Alex Caruso. I love my boy Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I do think he's kind of a free throw merchant for sure, but he's a solid player. He's got a great mid-range jumper. Let's see. Chris says, how many people have $100,000 liquid to wait 30 to 40 years to pay off, and like crypto, is there a downfall coming as socialism rises? I don't think socialism is going to get as popular as people think it will. I hope it doesn't. As long as we keep promoting good ideas like individualism, I think stupid ideas like socialism and communism will be stifled. That should be the key, is to stifle crappy ideas. And socialism and communism are the dumbest ideas of them all. No, I don't know how anybody could be a legit fan of socialism and communism. It makes zero sense to me. My favorite sport is definitely basketball. I go by my favorite sport is the one I like to play the most. So I go by basketball. I do enjoy playing a little bit of amateur flag football. Makes it to where I don't get injured. Full on tackle football, I don't think I could do that anymore. I could try. It's fun to try. But I love basketball. I love football. I think both excellent sports. Chris says, what Elon said kind of scares me. Work is never optional in life. I mean, work can be. I mean, dude, work can be optional. Absolutely. I mean, if you get to a certain point in life, if you're like, if I had enough assets and my dividends paid me to just exist, I wouldn't have to work. Obviously, I like to work, so I would still be, even if I were to be able to comfortably retire, you wouldn't know it because I'd still be doing this channel. Like, seriously, if I were able to comfortably retire, I still, like, if my dividends were paying for me to exist, I still probably would keep doing this channel and enjoy making the money that I make and helping people out, Like, you can still work. There are things that you could do, but yeah, if work gets taken away, it's like Asmund Gould said, it's going to displace a lot of people, because there are some people where their only capability is to take the bigger rocks and turn them into smaller ones. Not everybody's meant to go to college and be an engineer. I feel like college is definitely one of the biggest lies that's ever told, because I don't think everybody should go to college. I don't think college really these days even is higher education. I think in a lot of ways, I think college is lower education. I see a lot of college kids get out of college and they just seem stupider. They seem less educated about how the world works. And that's what's frightening, because it's like, what the fuck are these universities teaching the kids? And it makes you wonder, like, are these degrees even legitimate? Are they just letting people pass just to let them pass? You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the thing. That's why I invest. Why do you think I invest so much? The reason I invest so much is, like, let's say I can't find a job ever again. Why, that's a possibility. And I need to prepare for that. And honestly, I prefer doing independent stuff, I prefer doing this channel because I get to work as much as I want. I get to do what I want. I get to feel what I want, I get to figure out what I want too. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about here? Make sure you guys do tap the subscribe button right there. Tap it. Sell me this pen. Tap the subscribe button. Boom, it's right there. Boom. Tap it. Tap it. Tap that subscribe button. Make sure you guys tap it hard and tap it long. More subscribers we get, though, the better. It does help the channel grow, and it helps me annoy people I've never even met before. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I decided to stop encouraging people to like the streams as much as I kind of want the likes to be organic, So, you know what I mean? It's better to have the likes be organic, but I do want more people to just subscribe, because it does help the channel grow in that way. Yeah, subscriber growth is a big deal to me. One of my main goals is to get to 10,000 subscribers, and if I could do that, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the result. And, that's what I kind of want. I want people to subscribe, and then if they choose to, they could like the video too, like the stream and all that stuff. But yeah, it's getting a little colder out here. I'm probably going to end the stream here. So why does the zombie guy have 15,000 subs? It's because he's doing everything he can to get attention. And look, attention's the real currency at the end of the day. If you're getting attention, you're getting... Attention is currency, by the way. It is way better to have, in my opinion, I would rather have 10,000 subscribers than $10,000. Seriously, and I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers, by the way. Am I watching football tonight? I believe that is the plan, yes. Because I have a bit of an incentive to watch football tonight for a while. The 49ers are playing... 49ers are playing... Who are they playing? The Carolina Panthers tonight. So that's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to keep tabs on the game. I don't think I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to keep tabs on the game for the night. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. I just don't know if I'll feel like I have the energy to watch a full football game tonight. I might watch like the second half of it, though. Just depends on what's happening, because second half is usually when it gets really entertaining. My goal, hopefully, now I could win my fantasy football. I'll probably be guaranteed first place if I win tonight. So what'll make me win tonight, and it may not be a full-on guarantee, but if I win tonight, it would require San Francisco's defense to have 5 fantasy points or less. It has to be exactly 5 fantasy points or less for me to win this game in fantasy. because my opponent has San Francisco's defense special teams. So I'm hoping that San Francisco's defense lays a dud and allows a lot of points. Because if they allow points, if they allow a lot of yardage, that's the thing. That's kind of the goal. And Carolina's been playing actually decent. They're 6-5, which is shocking, by the way. So the fact that Carolina is 6-5, I think they've been proven that they've been doing a pretty good job against most defenses, at least to a point. And San Francisco's defense has proven that they're just shit this year. So hopefully my opponent's San Francisco defense will lay an egg. I'm crossing my fingers they lay an egg. And then that way I win the game. And then if I win the game, I'm 10-2 in fantasy. It's funny because I started the season 1-2 in my buddy Slack's fantasy league. 1-2 is how I started, no joke. And then I suddenly just started winning. I started picking up really good. I started stacking my bench quite a bit as well. I would see good waiver wire pickups, and I was like, okay, I'm picking up that guy from the waiver wire. I'm, so I love fantasy football. I really do. It's entertaining. But yeah, I just look for guys on the waiver wire. And that's really it, man. And there's no real secret to doing it. Just look for dudes on the waiver wire. Draft wide receivers first. Wide receivers are like gold, in my opinion, because they don't get injured that much. They're all really good. You could put a wide receiver in the flex position. I think it's good to... It's funny, I ended up with more running backs on my bench than I did with... so I ended up with more running backs sitting on my bench than receivers, which is wild to me. I still have... it's okay because if a running back gets injured, I'm going to just look at the waiver wire and pick up another running back on the bench, from the bench. I got also running back handcuffs as well, and what that means is I got, for instance, I got Jaylen Warren, and his backup running back is Kenneth Gainwell. I have Kenneth Gainwell sitting on my bench. I've got Trevion Henderson as my starting running back, but I also have Ramondre Stevenson, which is his backup, his secondary running back. So if any of these guys get injured, I have their backups to take over in the next game if needed. So yeah, with fantasy football, I'm very strategic. I believe that you should have your running back handcuffs. I really firmly believe that. And then at least one running back handcuff is what I believe. Have at least bare minimum one running back handcuff. But yeah, I also have a decent amount of receivers an okay amount of receivers sitting on the bench. I try to make sure they're wide receiver ones for their respective team, even if their respective team does kind of suck. Because if a matchup is good enough, then it can end up being a better situation, right? I look gay. Why do I look gay? But I want to say thank you to everybody who's been subscribed. I love it so much. I think it's fantastic. More subscribers, the better, obviously. I dig it, man. I dig it. Oh, Chris Guthrie, happy poop. Happy poop, yum yum. All right, you guys, so I'm not going to end the stream. I'm actually going to take you guys with me into my pocket, and we're going to go back to the apartment. We're just going to keep streaming. I'm not going to show you guys where I live, obviously, because that would be stupid of me. So at a certain point, I'm actually just going to shut off the video, right? So I'm going to take this, shrink it down. All right, so we're gonna we'll keep this going. I'm gonna put this. Hold on. All right, here we go. Oh. So we're gonna vamoose. So I'm gonna put you guys at a certain point. I'm gonna put you guys in my pocket. I'm gonna turn off the video at a certain point, just so that way you guys obviously don't know where I live. It's easier that way. Let's see. So let's see. I got everything. I got my keys, wallet, cellular phone. Got it sitting in my hand. But yeah, no, it's beautiful. So this is we're gonna go down to the park here, kind of the more extensive part of the park. Oh man, so it's like got the ducks. Ooh, chilly. Let's see. Look at that.
Yeah. And it's just a normal home, son. What's all that?
Got the duckies everywhere. Oh, yeah. Nice little bench. But yeah, just chilling. See. Look at that. Good bench. Good cars up there. It's getting chilly out here though. I can actually see my breath. And it's funny, I'm wearing shorts right now, so I'm kind of an idiot. But the more I walk, it feels good on my legs. I feel like I'm walking in a freezer. Chilly. Oh, I can't wait to eat my eggs and my rice. Almost there. Almost there. Getting there. Just don't want you guys to know where I live. All right. Almost there. All right. Definitely chilly. All right, we made it. We made it. Amazing. My keys in my pocket. Okay. All right, we're back, dude. We're back. Made a sandwich earlier. By the way, it's our Pez dispenser stuff. It's been sitting there for about 3 hours, so should be good. Put my notebook over here. Okay. So we'll keep the stream going, actually. I figure we made it back and keep the stream rolling. That's really what it boils down to. My goodness, dude, my legs are... I should not have wore shorts, man. No, actually, it's an empty... it's empty. It's completely empty. Here we go. I'm just gonna move my mic over here. Put it over here. Yeah, I might watch a little bit of little football, actually. That'd be kind of fun. I think that'd be kind of cool. Oh, here we go. Let's get this put up. Let's post it up. Oh, there we go. All right, let me get a chat in here real quick. So I figured, I was like, well, we can keep the stream going. I mean, probably look up a couple news articles real quick, and you guys are amazing. Let me get the let's get the light up. What's good? Everybody's looking so fresh. Everybody's looking so good. My legs are still trying to warm up, by the way. Struggling right now. Struggling. You know, I might watch the game. I might watch the 49er game. I'm still up in the air on it. It's got fantasy implications. Let's see, gifts highlighted first. What should I do? Gifts, get priority, gifts and super chats. Gifts and super chats, let's see. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think the gifts and super chats route sounds better. We'll see though, we'll see. Oh man, dude, my nips are freaking cold. My nipples, my nips are kind of hard. Just remember, folks, the goal is never apologize to the woke mob. That's the goal. Never apologize to the wokes. Ever thought about streaming games? It'd be a decent time killer, so there's not a lot of dead air. I mean, I don't know. I'm afraid I would get like copyright struck if I were to like show any of the games, for example, or share the audio. I guess I could do some color commentary on the game. Sure, why not? Because technically, I could watch the games, get my own commentary on the games themselves. That's ain't that the truth, you know? But I am gonna eat in front of you guys for a little bit. So, ready? Ready for me to eat? OMG. Should probably charge the smartphone a little bit. Oh, yeah, we'll charge it in a bit. Charge it in a bit. Oh, here we go. Now it'd be fun to stream some video games though, for sure. I got my Taco Bell sauces here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My brony brothers. I just adjusted the camera angle because I brought my smartphone with me to the park, and then I walked back to my place. I ended up hiding the video for a little bit so nobody could figure out where I live, and then just kind of decided to post up for a bit, doing a little bit of a. My brony brothers. Oh man, a Diablo sauce is hot, hot, hot. Mmm. Oh man. Mmm. Oh, it's amazing. Mmm. Oh my goodness. Oh man. I could play a video. I could. But honestly, I just want to eat in front of you guys for a little bit. I could do a poll. Here we go. Yeah, man, I love eggs and rice, bro. It's the best. So now here's a poll. Will Trump bring peace to Russia and Ukraine? That is the ultimate question right now. What'll happen? go. Ah, a little more Diablo sauce. Shinobi Swag says Uncle Trump is messing up bet. No, dude, he's my man's got this under control. So we only got 2 votes on the poll. What? Make sure you guys vote on the poll, by the way. We got 2 votes. We'll go mild. We'll go mild sauce. Oh, I do have more Diablo sauce. Let me put this on here real quick. Yeah, let's get some of that Diablo sauce on there. Yeah. Mix the mild with the Diablo. Hey, yo. Let's roll, dude. Mild and Diablo sauce, baby. What up, my brony brother? Silly Jinx, what's going on, man? My man, dude, you got to have a whole drawer of Diablo sauce, man. It's the best. All right, here we go. Oh, this is good. It's amazing. Yeah, dude, you're less tired. You posted a video. I love it, man. I love it. Hell yeah. What's up? I'm a hungry boy, man. Well, I'm just glad you're less tired, Silly Jinx. It's a good thing. Make sure you guys vote in the poll. We got 3 votes in the poll so far. We got to get more. Got to get more. How about this? Let me end this poll. I'm going to do a poll right from this real quick. Hold on. There we go. All right. So the question is, will Trump bring peace to Ukraine and Russia? That is the question. Now let's shorten this a little bit here. All right. Peace and long life. But no, I think Trump has a good shot of bringing a little bit of peace. Oh, ESPN's doing a deep dive on San Francisco's defensive injuries. Sorry, hell yeah, yeah. So I probably have a fantasy shot, maybe, hopefully. That's the hope, because San Francisco has been laying a dud and they're just getting injured left and right. So, praying that they lay an egg. Because if Carolina walks all over them, I think what's going to happen is, one, that means I win. If Carolina walks all over the San Francisco backup defense, I win, you know. That'll be the best result. So do you guys think that Trump will bring peace to Ukraine and Russia? We got 2 votes. We got 2 votes so far. Saying yes. All right. Oh, we got 3 votes. Will Trump bring peace to the Ukraine and Russia? Well, we'll see. Well, peace is peace. If it could prevent further bloodshed, that's good. The goal is to prevent further bloodshed at the end of the day. So that would hopefully be everybody's goal in mind, but we'll see. We shall see. Oh, look at that. That's really good. Ivy Drip sent a 100. Thank you, my brony brother. I appreciate the 100. But yeah, I think there could be peace. I mean, I would hope that's what people want is peace, but you know, we'll see what happens. If there were to be some form of peace, how long would that peace last is usually the question. It's a reasonable question, for sure. It's a reasonable concern. Will Putin keep his end of the bargain, you know, that sort of thing? And that's really the question at hand. Will Putin keep his end of the bargain? But will Trump... Now, we got 4 votes. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button. Will Trump bring peace to Ukraine and Russia? That's the question. Yeah, I don't think Kamala would make things better. You know what I mean? I think Kamala would have made it worse. Um, People can say what they want about Trump, but you better say the same thing about Kamala or worse, because she was just, ugh. She's one of those fake it till you make it kind of people, and I'm not a fake it till you make it kind of guy. I think fake it till you make it is wrong. It's stupid. You got to keep pressing until you learn it, If you keep faking it, you'll never make it. Yeah, I just think we're on a better path. Believe it or not. Do I know if I'll be right on that one? No, I can't predict the future. But let's just say I've got more faith in Trump than I would Kamala. We'll say that. We got 4 votes, though. Oh, we got 5 votes. 60% of you say no. 40% of you say yes. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think he'll bring the peace. I think he wants the peace just as much as anybody does. He's been the anti-war president so far, and yeah, I think it's going to end I think the war will end very quickly. Did I destroy the magic cards? I did not. No. I did not destroy the magic cards. I did not. All right, there we go. Look at that. All right. We got 6 votes. It's a 50-50 split. What will the result be? That'll be interesting. Will it be Zaddy Trump? Hell yeah. Or will it be somebody else? That'll be the question. I love adding eggs to rice. It's the best thing in the world. Especially when you like start cooking the rice early, and then just like let it sit for a couple 2 to 3 hours, and then make sure the egg is fully cooked. At least in my experience, and I love rice cookers. They're like they're the best. It's like having you get an easy meal any day of the week, and rice is just seriously it's easy. It's pretty affordable too. Get loaded with carbohydrates and all the good stuff, and can't get enough of it, man. Pour in some more Diablo sauce on here. Boom. Look at that Diablo. Diablo. Campbell's. So Campbell's VP talking about lab meat? That's interesting. Well, I think lab meat. So lab grown meat is a fascinating thing to me. Um, I think it'd be pretty ethical as long as it's accurate, as long as it's got the right amount of like amino acids, proteins, all that shit. Um, yeah, as long as you got the right amount, as long as it's nutrient filled. I don't know how much I would trust lab grown meat, but it would be an interesting adventure to see people. I don't know if it worked out and it was affordable. If it was easy to mass produce lab grown meat, I don't know all the science behind it, but if it is, I mean, that'd be good. Hmm. Oop. Very good. It's the best meal, man. Pretty solid, man. We're sending $40 billion to Argentina? That's insane. When did that happen? We got 7 votes. By the way, this is temporary. This is just from my phone. It's only from my phone. Don't worry. I did promise Dog Eat Dog something. Dog Eat Dog, I promised you something. Okay. Oh, hold on. Oh no. I know where it's at. Frosting Brows is back. Trump derangement syndrome, man. It's real. Some people hate Trump so much that they just get so emotional. And, like, I don't get it. Like, I can understand if somebody pisses you off. But I swear to God, Trump takes up so much real estate in liberals' minds. It's insane. Here we go. And I just want to be woke. I'm trying to be super woke. Oh. We got 8 votes on the poll. Oh, yeah. How you guys doing? Yeah, let's go. No, I love frosting. I'm a frostings kind of guy. The frosting brings me good luck. The blue frosting specifically seems to bring me the best luck. It does. That's what it seems to be, at least. So good. Make sure you guys vote in the poll, by the way. That's so good. So, what's nice is some of the egg white gets absorbed by the rice. It's a beautiful taste. I love cracking a couple eggs into the rice that I cook. It's so good. Italy just deployed aircraft to the UK. Why would they do that? Why would they do that, Dark Lore? Let's look at some updates, by the way. I want to see if Zaddy Trump is... I want to see if sexy Zaddy Trump is closer to a solution. Game starting? Hell yeah, I gotta watch. I'm gonna watch probably a little bit of the game. I'll probably take a look at some of the highlights in the game. I'm gonna put my fantasy football thing on here. Let's see. Fantasy. Let's just look at ESPN fantasy football. Am I signed in? Okay, how the fuck do I log into my account, dude? Let's try it again. Oh, you know what? I think I know the password. Oh, snap. We have the live box score. San Francisco plays here. 5:15, dude. That's when the game starts. Let's take a look. See. OMG. So this is it, man. San Francisco's got to lay a dud. Hopefully Carolina has great offense today. We're praying for a 9-game winning streak for fantasy football. So all San Francisco's defense has to do is let Carolina score and just suck the whole game. If San Francisco's defense sucks the entire game, we're in. Hopefully this is a good. This would secure this would position for me in fantasy football, which would be beautiful. This is what you want, you guys. You want me to have a secured position in fantasy football, without a doubt. You know, I could probably watch a little bit of the game. Yeah, so I just ate a whole bunch of rice. Felt good, by the way. I love rice. Ate a lot of rice. Had some eggs in that rice too. Very healthy meal, and I'm feeling pretty fresh, pretty spry, man. So who is gonna win? By the way, so will Trump bring peace to Ukraine and Russia? 50% of you say yes. 50% of you say no. Why? You guys got to vote on this poll, by the way. We need people to vote. Vote on this poll, man. Gets me all riled up, if you know what I mean. That's fair. Okay. Yum, yum. Sup, my brony brothers. What are you doing here? What's going on, people? So I think that Trump can bring peace to the Ukraine. I think it's possible. I actually am hoping that he does, though, just because I want to see peace in that country. I want to see peace in Russia. I think both countries suck. I'm not a fan of Ukraine or Russia, but I would love to see some sort of peace figured out. That's what I'd like to see. Can he do it? It does remain to be seen. We don't know if he'll get the job done, but this war's been going on for a while, and it started under the Biden administration, and Trump hasn't been in office for for a whole year. He's been trying. I mean, he's been trying to negotiate some sort of peace deal between Ukraine and Russia. So what's going on? How y'all doing? It's exciting, though. Can we get peace in the Ukraine and Russia? That's the question. Maybe. Maybe not. We shall see. No, but I really do hope there's ends up being a peace, and I don't think it's just hope. I do think that T-Dog is sincere in his attempt to try to get some form of peace in Ukraine and Russia. I think he really wants to see that happen. Yeah, I think we all do. I would hope to believe that more people would be rooting for him to get a successful peace deal going with them. Because this war has lasted a little too long. Obviously, Ukraine is much smaller than Russia. And I don't know. The way I look at it, it's been a needless war. There's been really no need for this war to begin with. Hopefully, it ends soon. Trump is optimistic from what it says, but who knows? Don't even know how accurate the report is. But we'll see what ends up happening, man. I would love to see peace between those two countries. It's been a weird situation. But yeah, the question is, can they pull it off? I think they can. I think Trump can, man. But, everybody says he's the devil. Everybody looks for any sort of reason to call him the devil and make him out to be something he's not. I don't think he's that bad. And I don't know. I don't trust most of the mainstream media reporting anyway. So even if I see some sort of report from the mainstream media, I'm like, I don't trust it as far as I could throw it, So, but I'm excited, to kind of take the mind off of politics, because really, the only reason I do political episodes, I want to let everybody know, I think politics is stupid. I even think most of the things that are going on in the world are unnecessary, but we cover them anyway. Because, truth be told, I'm just like CNN. I'm just trying to get the ratings. You learn from the best. You can learn from CNN. I mean, anybody can capitalize on trending events, trending controversial events. And the way I look at it is I'm taking advantage of a trending controversial event. This is a major thing. If Trump can pull this off, I mean, technically he hasn't been in office for a full year yet. He got inaugurated in January. He hasn't been in for the full year. So if he can do this within a year, that's a pretty big accomplishment, because even Biden couldn't find a way to get peace between the Ukraine and Russia. So I would love to see Trump actually make this happen. That's the hope, at least. But yeah, I think there's a lot of hyperbole that surrounds Trump. I think a lot of people, just want to see him fail. Even though for instance, I couldn't stand Biden, but I didn't want to see him fail, because I knew if he failed, the country fails, right? That sucks. So honestly, I honestly hope that Trump succeeds in what he's doing with this peace talk, because I think more peace. And who knows how long the peace will last. I would say even a short-term peace is better than nothing. And that's kind of the way it needs to be looked at. Even a short-term peace is better than nothing. So even if the peace lasts for about 5 years, I mean, peace is an ongoing thing. So, people with countries with different ideologies, countries with different belief systems, countries that are warring over land and resources. This does happen, unfortunately. And, we don't know about all the political struggles between Ukraine and Russia. We're not always directly involved in Russia and Ukraine's squabbles. And I'm curious how often Putin has spoken to Zelensky, That is a curiosity of mine. How often has that happened? Don't know, you know. Hopefully it's enough of amount of times, but we'll see. Right now, I'm hoping the 49ers defense lays an egg, because the Niners defense has been crappy all year, but who knows, they might surprise us today. Really hoping that Carolina is able to... Let's actually look at the live box score. Let's see. How do I look at the live games? Here we go. Oh, the Niners are looking good. They're making progress. Their defense is still shitty, though. So I do have hope. The only hope I have is that the Niners defense lays a big enough egg today. I mean, all they need is 5 points or less for me to win. So if the Niners get 5 fantasy points or less for their defensive special teams, that's the key. That's the key. Okay, 49ers are 1st and 10. Here's the thing, man. If the 49ers score early, this is going to force the Panthers to have to try to score next. Therefore, the Panthers may get some yardage. Crossing my fingers. However, the Panthers have not been that great this year, but they have... Here's the thing. If the 49ers can score quickly, this could turn into an offensive game, because both defenses, both Carolina's defense and the Niners defense, they both stink. So there could be a chance that this could be a very offensive ball game. And that's the hope. I want this to be a quick offensive game. Touchdown, 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 touchdown. And what that forces is it forces the Niners defense to have to eat up yardage. It's going to help force them to lose points. But hey, if the Niners defense lays an egg today, I get my 9th fantasy win in a row. That's number 9. Pretty fucking impressive. I'm happy about that. I'm very impressed. This is the closest fantasy matchup I've had recently. And this could determine a few things. Now, I have a 99% chance of making playoffs, which is a good thing. And I think even if I were to lose this, I still have a very good shot at making playoffs. I just have to make sure that I keep getting enough fantasy points every game. Oh, C-Mac is tearing it up. Christian McCaffrey. But yeah, I think a lot of this is going to it's going to boil down to, can Carolina get yardage? Can they get a few scores? Because I will say, if San Francisco's defense finds a way to shut out the Panthers, I would be shocked on that one. I would actually be very shocked on that. But we'll see how many points the San Francisco defense allows, because the San Fran defense has a lot of injuries. So they're probably going to tire out. I think that defense is going to tire out during the game. And San Francisco's in the red zone right now. That's good. It's funny, I was just at the park, brought the phone here. We're continuing the stream, looking at some fantasy stuff, and pretty fun. But yeah, we just need San Francisco to shave off 5 points. San Francisco's okay. Come on, San Francisco, just score the ball, man. See, my hope is that San Francisco scores the ball quickly, right? And this will force Carolina to have to answer quickly. So if this game turns into a back and forth, like San Francisco scores quickly, I want to see San Francisco score as fast as possible. right? Because I want the Panthers offense to get out there, get some positive yardage, hopefully get a touchdown early. And yeah, if the I just want to see the Niners defense lay an egg because they've been pretty rough this whole year. And they're very injury riddled right now. So I actually think I got probably more of a shot of winning this game than I realize. But it could come down to the wire, by the way. It very well could come right down to the wire, like by 0.5 measly fantasy points is what it could boil down to. But now, tap the subscribe button. Will Trump bring peace to Ukraine and Russia? It's a 50-50 split between you guys. 50% of you said yes. 50% of you said no. Interesting. Make sure you guys vote on the poll, by the way. Make sure you vote. You gotta vote. You gotta vote. We're ready. We're so ready. What are you guys thinking, though? Ooh, maybe I should go with the creepy Joker look, you know? Ooh. Super smile. Nah, I like the fake mustache and fake brows. I did this for Dog Eat Dog, though. Dog Eat Dog was wanting this. And I got to do what my boy Dog Eat Dog says. He's almost, I think he wants to be a forever member. Okay, San Francisco scored a tutty. Brock Purdy passed short middle to Juwan Jennings for 12 yards, a touchdown, and then Matt Gay scored the extra point for good. Hell yeah. Matt Gay. Hell yeah. Does anybody want to give me a happy poop, yum yum, happy poop, yum yum, happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. I want a happy poop, yum yum, happy poop, yum yum, happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum, happy poop, yum yum, happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, no, 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 no. Happy poop, 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 happy poop. Happy poop, yum yum, happy poop, yum yum, happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, happy poop. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Okay, here we go. All right, so obviously you guys know what I want, you know what I need. You know what I want and you know what I need. I need you to just sit on my face. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, you guys, I want to see all right, come on, Panthers. Let's go, dude. This is my fantasy well-being is on the line. My fantasy well-being. Oh, happy poop, yum yum. No, 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 no. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. So the poll question is, will Trump bring peace to Ukraine and Russia. Now, 46% of you say yes, 54% of you say no. Now, I'm more interested in people's opinions on the matter than I am of my own. I have my own opinions, obviously. You already know my opinions. But I think people in the chat may be able to bring more to the table, even though I probably won't agree with the chat. I want to say that. But it's good to hear from others. That's why I do these live streams. I like to do these polls. I don't like the news very much, but I when I saw that there's a chance for peace, I wanted to kind of at least do a live stream on it. You know, I wanted to talk about, because anytime there's a chance for peace, I think it should be celebrated or at least encouraged. So, chance for peace in Russia, Ukraine. I'm not a fan of either of the countries, but I don't like seeing war. Even the countries I despise, like Ukraine and Russia, I can't stand either of them. I sincerely just want to see the best for both of the countries. So, just because I'm wearing blue doesn't mean I'm voting blue. Just want to let you know that. Just because I look woke doesn't mean I am woke. I look pretty woke, though. Oh, 10-yard penalty on Carolina. Shit. Come on, man. So I want to see Carolina get a touchdown early. Come on, Carolina. The Niners have one of the most freaking injury-riddled defenses right now. What I want to see is I want to see Carolina break through this defense right now. Look, I'm watching this intensely. But 13 votes, 54% of you don't think. It's kind of, we're getting pretty close. So 46% say yes, Trump will bring the peace. 54% say no, they don't. They're not very. They're not believing it. Come on, Carolina. I've never rooted for Carolina before, or at least I don't think I ever have. But for now, I want them to demolish the Niners' defense. I want them to just push through. Oh, come on, man. Because, yeah, if Carolina could get a score right now, that's ideal. They could pick up some yardage, get a score, get a touchdown, even a field goal. I'll accept that. Here we go. Ooh, Chuba Hubbard up the middle for 10 yards. Oh, dude, this is... I think that what Carolina's going to do is they're going to demolish the 49ers with their run game. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to see Chuba Hubbard goes up the middle, 10 yards. I think, 4th and 3, though. They're going to have to punt it, unfortunately. Damn. Unless they decide to go for it. Oh, they punted it. Ah. Damn, they punted it. Let's go. But yep, had a good amount of rice earlier, and I'm feeling good about the rice. Rice and eggs, man, the easiest meal to make. It's as long as eggs are affordable. Okay, I will say this. I do hope that San Francisco has to punt it quickly. I do hope it's like a 3-and-out situation, so that way at least Carolina will get the ball back and maybe make some forward progress. But yeah, there's a lot of injuries to San Francisco's defense right now. Lots. So, I mean, this is just the first quarter. I mean, the defense may tire out at some point during the game. I will say, if San Francisco is forced to punt quite a bit, it might be better for this game. So maybe we should be rooting for San Francisco to have to get in situations where they themselves have to punt and it has to keep going back to Carolina. Because if Carolina keeps pressing forward against San Francisco's defense, San Francisco's defense will tire out if they have to be on the field for too long. But go Panthers. Let's see what's the outcome going to be. I'm glad a lot of people appreciate the makeup, by the way. We got 13 votes on the poll. We need more votes, everybody. Come on. We need more votes. Vote. You got to vote, man. You got to vote. Why is you not voting? My brony brothers. Let's go. Where's all my brony brothers at, man? Oh, Panthers got the ball back. I don't know how they got the ball back, but go Panthers, dude. So I think the defense and special teams for San Fran is just really bad or something. I don't know. 3rd and 2. Hey, this is field goal time, man. If they can get a field goal, I'll take it. Because that means it'll chip off a little bit of points. Come on, but a touchdown's better. I'll take a touchdown. Yep. Oh, 1st and goal, dude. Bryce Young scrambles right end. 7 yards. Oh, snap, dude. Are we going to see a tutty? Touchdown will absolutely help. Now it's just easier to face it this way. There we go. I can actually look at the poll a lot easier too. Oh, what? Interception? No. No, that's not good. So, Bryce Young threw an interception. That's fucking great. And yep. Go figure. Go figure. This is how my fantasy season ends. There's still a chance. I don't like the odds right now though. Now there's still a possibility I could win this one. Just Carolina needs to get their shit together. Holy shit. We got 14 votes. 57% of you say no. 13% of you say yes. Make sure you guys participate in the poll, by the way. It does help the channel grow. It does help my wiener grow. In many ways. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. I want happy poop, yum yums. Yeah, I mean, I really am hoping that a Ukraine deal gets figured out because I think the one thing I'm tired of hearing about the most is the war in Ukraine. Right? Done with it. The war in Iraq that needs to stop. I mean, that obviously did stop at one point, but it needed to end sooner or later. It's just the truth. It needed to end sooner or later. Well, unbelievable, man. Interception. Unless they're reviewing it. Which I don't think they are. I think it's actually, like, they called it good. That's crazy, man. I will say I hate it when teams pass on the 1 yard line. Just run it. If you're first and goal and you're at the 1 yard line right next to the goal line, try a QB sneak. Try running it around the outside. Something. There is zero reason to pass the ball when you're that close to the end zone. Just run it. Get your biggest boy out on the field and plow him through the offensive line. Simple as that. You could even do a tight end sneak. Bra Logic is saying, can you guys talk people out of crypto, which is the next big thing? It's messed up, dude. People can make a lot of money by not listening to you. So here's the thing. Crypto sucks. The only reason that crypto prices go up is because Ponzi people like you, Bra Logic, keep promoting crypto. And the more that idiots like you promote crypto, people think they need to get into it. But really they don't, because cryptocurrencies have no intrinsic value. Therefore, because they're completely and utterly worthless, what you're getting into is a pump and dump scheme. So what I'm trying to warn people against is it's a pump and dump scheme, and not everybody comes out a winner. That's the truth. Because eventually, people don't get into cryptocurrency because they believe in it. People get into cryptocurrency because they want to make a quick buck because they think there's somebody dumber than them. The truth is, usually they are the dumbest person because they end up holding the bag. I think if you buy Bitcoin at any price, I think you're a fool. I do. So I'm thinking the 49ers defense might actually do well today. That sucks. I mean, there is still a chance that they could get down to 5 points because they may have gotten an interception on Bryce Young. But there is, first off, if the Panthers score and they get more yards, that'll reduce the points that the San Francisco defense has. However, I mean, I'm hoping that San Francisco's defense wears out. I'm hoping they lay an egg. And all they need to get is 5 points or less. If they get 5 fantasy points, I win. If they get 4 fantasy points, I win. 3, I win. 2, I win. But if they get 6 fantasy points, if San Francisco gets 6 fantasy points or more, I lose this game. But anyway, it was a good long streak. 8-game winning streak in fantasy. I don't think I've ever done that. It's still possible that I'll win this game. It all depends on how San Francisco's defense performs. By the way, everybody on San Francisco's defense is a backup. For the most part. But hey, Carolina's 6-5. They're an above 500 team right now. And if San Francisco's defense is really that bad, it's possible Carolina's actually got a shot to, win the game and also make San Fran's defense look bad. But yeah, I don't know if Carolina has it in them today to actually play a good game. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they find a way and get a lot of yardage, a lot of positive yardage. And I'm really sad to see that San Francisco intercepted a pass, though. It's bullshit. Come on, Carolina. Stop San Fran, man. Or if San Fran, if you can, just get a touchdown. Just get it over with. I feel like Carolina could run through this game. Granted, I don't think Carolina's winning this game, but I do believe that they can put a dent in San Francisco's defense. I believe. I love frosting, man. Bra logic, man. Crypto is a Ponzi scheme, whether you like it or not. I made a lot of profit betting against Grifto. I think I might be screwed this game. I'm so fucked. Mm. Mm. Come on, man. Panthers, you guys got to get back out there, man. Oh, Brock Purdy. Up the middle for 3 yards. Ugh. Man, I don't think I'm gonna win this fantasy round, man. I don't think I got it in me. I'd love to see Carolina score some damn points though. Get some yards, score some points, but I mean, hopefully San Fran's defense is really that bad. That's the hope. Praying. Unreal. Come on, come on. Like, I don't care who wins the game. I just want the Niners to have a shitty defensive time. All right, but anyway, you guys got to make sure you tap the subscribe button. Will Trump bring peace to Ukraine and Russia? That's the ultimate question. And to that, I say that's the hope. That is the ultimate hope. I want to see that. You know, I want to see that. And it seems like he's pretty sincere on that. Peace is good for business. Peace is always a good thing, man. That's my belief. I'm sticking to it. I don't know where Dog Eat Dog went, but Dog Eat Dog wanted the blue. I gave Dog Eat Dog exactly what he wanted. I got the blue frosting on me. I did it, Dog Eat Dog. I did what you wanted, bro. Come back. Please. I'm begging. Would you dance if I asked you to dance? Would you run and never look back? Would you cry? Would you die for the one you love? Hold me in your arms tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. Ew, dude, no, dude. If it was if Gavin Newsom and President Mamdani, oh no, Gavin Newsom is the president, Mamdani is the VP. Ugh. Ew. Nope. I can't stand Gavin Newsom, dude. Gavin Newsom's the worst. That guy reminds me of Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. And Mamdani reminds me of, well, your typical communist. So I think that communism just doesn't work. So that's my take on it. No. No. Hold on, I want to change my. I'm gonna make sure I don't get any of my sweet pants. Dude, the Panthers are just bad. Ooh. Happy poop, yum yum. Hello. It is I. My name is Happy Poop Yum Yum. That's my name now. It's what people tend to refer to me as on the street. They call me Frosting Brows. Happy Poop Yum Yum is what they call me now. That's what they call me now. My name is Happy Poop Yum Yum. Happy Poop Yum Yum. So, all right, let's see. So, make sure you guys tap the subscribe button. Will Trump bring peace to Ukraine and Russia? That's the question. And one would hope that's the goal. We don't know what the result is going to be, though. I can be your hero. I can kiss away the pain. So we'll just say that people don't think that Trump is going to bring peace. People don't think that Trump is going to bring the peace. That's what they believe. Sad day, man. Sad day. Well, I guess I'll watch my fantasy football then. Panthers offense needs to get something going, man. I need the Panthers offense to get something going. Yeah, 60% of people said no. I don't think it's rigged. I think this is what people were thinking. And, you know, we were able to get 15 votes. It's good enough for me. 60% said no. You know, that's the way the poll goes. People don't have faith in Trump Daddy. So we'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. We got this. Trump Daddy. Happy poop, yum yum. Oh, Christian McCaffrey fumbled. Recovered, though, by San Francisco. So, well. This is so stupid. What am I doing? Anyway, so, look, peace. Yeah, I'm hoping that the other countries that are warring with each other, too, can just stop. I think the Israel-Palestine conflict is ridiculous. That needs to stop. I'm not a fan of either of those countries either. It is crazy. All the countries that I particularly don't like, they all seem to be warring with each other. Oh, Panthers intercepted it. This is a good sign. Yes. Okay, the Panthers defense intercepted it. Good. So, can the Panthers offense do something about it? Please. Please, for the love of Christ. Okay, so if Panthers can make a run for it, get some yardage, get some points on the board, I want some points. Daddy wants some points. 17-yard complete. Oh, wow, 11 yards. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. So the goal is get lots of yards, Panthers. We need you to get some yards, man. Come on, Panthers. Come on. All right, who is winning this game? That's the question. 49ers or the Panthers? Let's go. Who's winning? They call me witty. P. Diddy. They call me witty. P. Diddy. You guys think that P. Diddy gets a little too much hate? I think everybody's hating on P. Diddy for no reason, man. Hey, we got 2 votes. Who's winning this game, 49ers or Panthers? We got some opinions. Hold on. Okay. Come on, man. Just get a touchdown, bro. Even a field goal. I'll take a field goal. Absolutely take a field goal. Please. -3. Okay, just do the field goal. I don't care. Get points on the board, man. Just get some points on. Just kick a field goal. You're 4th and 7. You're right there. Just kick the field goal. Get the 3 points. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm watching the game without audio, man. Field goal it is. I'll take the field goal any day of the week. Okay. Now, 49ers defense just needs to lay another dud. Go Panthers. I can't believe I'm saying this, but go Panthers. Eat a cucumber. What? Hold me in your arms tonight. It looked like Wario. And how did it come to this? How did it ever come to this? Don't forget to tap the subscribe button. Definitely helps out a lot. Subscribe button's right there. I do not have a better imagination to do anything else. I love my mustard. I love my frosting. And I'm watching this football game. Come on, Panthers. Yeah, I think this game might be a lost cause. Unless the Panthers can just turn this thing around. Which, I mean, it's literally just a one-score game at this point, you know? So... yeah, no, we'll talk about crypto being a scam, sure. One of the biggest indicators that cryptocurrencies are scams is the fact that, you know, so many people use MLM schemes, MLM language, multi-level marketing language behind it. You know, they'll constantly say, like, if you don't get in now, have fun staying poor for the rest of your life, that sort of thing. You see a lot of BS language surrounding it. And yeah, Let's end that poll real quick. Yeah, I just think that there's just a lot of BS language that surrounds Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. One of the biggest failings I think in cryptocurrency is just so many people promoting something that is intrinsically stupid. It's intrinsically worthless, so therefore it's just intrinsically stupid. And I'm very happy to continue to bet against Bitcoin because of how ridiculous it is. Yeah. Well, this is one of those Monday Night Football games, man, that it sucks. Is it? Where's it going? Oh, why'd I get fired from my job? Well, they claimed unprofessional behavior when I'd been there for 13 years and had a squeaky clean record. I did my best. I had very good statistics, and the only thing they could do was say I was unprofessional, which is bullshit because I actually was professional. That's the craziest part about it. Now, obviously, I look like a crazy person with all this on, but who cares? Yeah. It was a very ridiculous situation, though. But no, it was one of those things where I was doing a great job. I had a lot of issues, though I will admit, with my team lead. She was not treating me very well. In fact, she was treating me very poorly, and I'm just happy to be away from that. It made perfect. I mean, honestly, and I'm in a way better position now than I've ever been. So I'm very happy where I'm at right now, without a doubt. What sort of thing am I doing, man? What's wrong with what I'm doing? Tell me what is wrong with what I'm doing. Well, team lead didn't have any authority to fire me. It sucked, though. I think me reporting to HR was the problem. That was the biggest mistake I made. Because HR is not your friend. And the thing is, that was the worst case of gaslighting. I don't know who was worse, the HR representative that I had to deal with or my team lead. My team lead belittled me. But at least I knew that my team lead hated me based on the way she treated me. The HR lady was just passive aggressive about everything. She was terrible. So, yeah, very happy to be done with T-Tech completely. Yeah, they work on the company's behalf, and that was my fault. Here's the thing. It wasn't like one single incident with this particular team lead. It was several incidents. She had just made my life difficult. She would belittle me. She made me feel like smaller than dirt half the time. I didn't like it. And it was the first time I'd ever actually experienced, well, I take that back. I'd actually experienced that with one other lead back in the day. But the beauty, I will say the beauty is this. I at least had because I tried to request a different team lead for myself. Obviously, I couldn't because I was on a small client within the company, right? So because I was on a smaller client, I didn't have the luxury of going to a different team lead. So I will say that when I worked for Nintendo, I should say I worked for T-Tech, but we outsourced customer service for Nintendo. That was one of our clients, and I'll let you guys know about that. That was an interesting experience. I will say I don't have any hard feelings about Nintendo. That was actually an interesting one of my team leads that I had to deal with. That she did not like me at all, and I could tell. But it was good because I think she realized that we didn't mesh. So then the team lead had basically pawned me off to another team lead, and it ended up for the better. T-Tech is a bad company though. They ruin all the contracts that they're a part of. Nintendo sucks as a company, I'll admit, but doing customer service for them wasn't the worst customer service experience as an employee doing customer service for another company. So I actually did enjoy the customer service side of things because it was very straightforward. You knew what your job was about. You knew what you had to say. There's a lot of scripting. So I rather enjoyed it. It was a better experience than one would imagine, Yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, come on, man. Quit doing all these incomplete passes. This is garbage. Come on, it's a touchdown. Just do a touchdown, man. San Francisco's defense sucks. So you can easily, their defense sucks right now because it's like basically all backups. Crazy. But no, my track record was good. I did an incredible job at what I did. I wasn't a shitty employee. I actually did my job. I just tried to avoid my team lead because I just never felt that level of vitriol from one person before. I started to despise her because I had to talk to her. Like she would, she would force me to how do you say it? She would make me try. She would wonder why I didn't like her. And I basically told her, it's like, look, it's pretty obvious. Either way, I'm glad I don't have to work for them anymore. It was just it was a crappy experience. Like I will say, if anybody ever, and I mean ever, decides to work for T-Tech, good luck to you. I'll just say fair warning. If you just need money and you're using them for money, fine, whatever. But yeah, once you get whatever money you need from working for T-Tech, just get the hell out of there. Why do I make you so mad? You're not the boss of me now. Work for the state, good benefits. I might as well. I might as well apply for some roles at the state. Would I do customer service representative stuff at the state? I don't know. Well, you guys, it's looking like I think San Fran's actually going to do a good job on defense today. Oh yeah, I've been looking for work. Yeah. Been doing my best. But honestly, while I'm looking for work, I'm doing this, trying to up the subscriber count and having a good time while doing this, and just loving the flow of life right now. I will tell you though, I'm in a much better position in life than I would have ever anticipated. Sometimes you just got to do your best and see where it all goes, you know. It's crazy that Brock Purdy has been picked off 3 times, and yet San Francisco's still in the lead. How insane is that, actually? Hold on. So I think somebody in the league. Let me look up the different players real quick. My team. Oh, hold on. Let me just look on the app. So I think if we look on the app, we could find out like who's got Brock Purdy. Three interceptions. My goodness, man. If you actually played, if you used the Carolina defense, you would be kicking ass right now. Yeah, Carolina's got 12 points already. Yeah, well, with Carolina's offense right now, they're playing like garbage, so. Oh, Carolina receives the second half kickoff. Nice. Oh, it is a pretty short halftime, man. 11 minutes? 11 minutes, 24 seconds? Heck yeah. Sarah says, work as a bouncer at a gay club disco club. As a at a gay disco club. Nice. I hope Carolina comes out of the tunnel with a renewed vision of how they want to play this game, because I want to see some points on that board. Because if they can get some points on the board, man, it's a real shot. That's what I want to see. I want to see them put some points on the board, scoring drives, something. Because Panthers defense is actually playing out of this world, man. Panthers defense is playing out of this world. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. I don't support. I don't support Russia. I don't support Ukraine. I do not support either. I'm not politically affiliated or want to be with either of them. Um, I think both countries are a little ridiculous, and yeah, that's the way I see it. Do you guys want kisses? Just kidding. JK, JK. Well, pretty sure I'm going to lose fantasy football this week. I got a lot of points though. 142.28 points, and I still will be in first place, which is nice. Which is a good thing. I'll be tied up with another person, so that'll be good. But I still do want to try to win every single game I can. So if I can pull off a win this week, that's huge for me. Pulling off a win this week will be a major, major milestone because that means I'm guaranteed one. I think I'm guaranteed pretty much even if I lose out the rest of the season. I'm pretty much guaranteed playoffs. But I will say this. I don't want to be the fourth place team playing the first place team. However, there are some advantages to being able to pick up some waiver wire pickups. You know, crazy. A nose ring would be the cherry on top. So I'm probably, let's see, I want to actually charge this up a little bit. I've been wanting to make sure the Pixel 5 is charged. It's a good phone, by the way. For those of you guys who don't have a Pixel 5, it's a good phone. Happy poop. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. But no, I think it's good to talk about the whole T-Tech experience because if anybody is thinking about getting a job at T-Tech, run. Run, 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 man. Run. What up? I am actually going to disconnect my Wi-Fi for a second. Happy poop, yum yum. All right, I plugged back in the internet, so I'm doing 5G right now. And then once the Wi-Fi comes back on, it'll be a little bit better. All right, this is exciting though. I could still win, everybody. I could still win. I just need Carolina to do good. Play well. Also, Brock Purdy, man. With those interceptions, man. 3 intercepts, dude. How much do you want to bet San Fran's defense is going to come out looking like garbage? I think they will. All right, you guys, so I am going to end the live stream, at least this particular live stream. We're going to jump into another one. Probably go into something a little bit different than politics, as much as I love politics, don't get me wrong. I don't really love politics. I think I only talk about it because it gets the viewership, but we're on to the next episode. I'll see you guys in a few moments, okay? Let's go. Don't forget to like and subscribe.